What's up, bankers? Welcome back to this painting tutorial. Today I'm showing you how to paint this gantry in a battered metal style. To start this tutorial, you want to cover whatever you want to be metal with Vallejo Airbrush Gunmetal. Very important with this step is I'm doing one thick coat. I know you've heard that 2 thin coats is the way to go, but 1 thick coat is absolutely fine for terrain and perfect for this tutorial. So I'm just slapping this on with a large brush. This is what it should look like once that metal colour is dried. And now we're going into the meat and potatoes of this scheme. Snakebite Leather, Skeleton Horde, 2 contrast paints by GW, both browns. One's a light brown, one's a considerably darker brown. Any sort of speed paints would work here, but that's the sort of ratio we want. I'm going to use one brush here, double dip between the both, front to back, that's how we like it. And I'm going to absolutely cover this terrain. I'm going to use maybe 60% of the light brown and sort of 40% of the darker one, but feel free to vary that up however you want. Later on I'm going to add in some different colours. I'm going to use purples, blues and greens, but just making sure that that brown is the dominant colour here, as we want the metal to look battered, worn and sort of weather beaten. This is a really simple painting tutorial today. It doesn't involve any airbrushing. We're just going to use a little bit of sponging, a bit of dry brushing, these contrast paints, and that's it. So it's super easy to knock out, get all your terrain done and looking fantastic. And here's what that terrain looks like now that those contrast paints have dried. So you can see we've got a nice level of colour depth in here. It's not just a plain silver anymore. There's a bit going on. It looks like we've got rust, corrosion, that sort of thing. So I'm going to use Chrome now by Vallejo Air. This is an absolutely fantastic colour, one of my favourites in the world. And I'm just going to take a very light dry brush of this silver. And what I'm looking for here is dry brushing is going to leave a texture behind. It's going to leave micro scratches and tiny bits of detail that look like this metal has been worn down, used, scratched, and is scuffing. So I'm just going to lightly dry brush over this entire piece, or over whatever you'd like to be silver. And I'm looking for those sort of micro scratches and textures. So you can add as much or as little of this as you'd like, but this is what really sells the silver for me. And here we go, guys. I've just adjusted the camera now so it's a little bit darker and we can see better what the effect looks like. So this is that silver effect done, and you could quite easily leave the painting tutorial here. I'm going to add a next step here. So I'm just going to take some sellotape and I'm going to tape off an area for colour down the middle. So I just want to add a little bit of detail to this, make it stand out a bit more on the table. So I'm going to use the Fang. Feel free to use any dark colour. It could be dark blue, dark reds, dark greens. And I'm just going to use a combination here of painting the edges, the details where I don't want to spill over. And I'm just going to sponge the middle. Sponging is always nice because it creates a bit of texture. It gives a bit of randomness and variety and makes it look sort of more realistic in my opinion. Now I'm going to grab Turquoise by Vallejo, mix that 50-50 with our base colour of the Fang, and apply this across 90% of the area we'd like to be blue. And that's going to give a nice looking bit of variety. Next, after I've dried that off, I'm going to use just 100% of the turquoise colour now. And I'm going to do maybe 70% coverage with this. Feel free to go as heavy or as dark as you'd like. As I say, we don't have to do blues here. Corn red, Mephiston red, Wild Rider red work really well from the GW range if you want to do reds. But whatever colour bridge you like is whatever colour bridge you should paint. And finally, that was Aqua Blue by Vallejo as well. This is going to be the final blue colour I use just to add a real pop of nice vibrant colour. Just wetting my finger there to remove any spillover paint. And finally I'm just going to do a quick sponging back with the original chrome colour we used. And this sponging is just going to add in some paint chip looking effect to show that this is paint over metal and it will get chipped and damaged throughout wear. And it just completes the look for me. Feel free to dry brush at this stage so you don't have to sponge. And now we come to the most satisfying part of this paint job. And there we go guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this is helpful as a really quick, easy way of learning how to paint your silver terrain. Thank you for watching this video, thank you so much for the support on the last one, your lovely comments were so kind. Happy wargaming, happy painting, and I'll see you next time. Bye!